Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In real time, this is only about an hour since I did the intro to the Corfe Castle on our way to Swanage. Now we're going to be in Swanage. So we take you into Swanage, which is very much English seaside, kiss me quick, hats, buckets and spades. But there's a few interesting things as well. You might be surprised by how much ancient history there is. Look out for King Alfred's balls, and also the railway station. Absolutely classic. So come with us, third instalment of Days Out from Hunter's Moon, and take a look at Swanage. Pretty typical British seaside, all these huts. Don't know what the monument is on the top. I have no idea what happened to great British libertarianism. No rollerblades, no scooters, no ball games, no skateboards. Then just to reinforce the point, the riding of cycles prohibited beyond this point. All cyclists please dismount, and then they repeat it all again on the other side. Topped off by a plastic ice cream. Well, now we've been told. Alan, have you got your rollerblades?
No.
Not today?
Not today.
Deck chairs, £3.50 all day, and £2.50 from 3:15 PM. That seems a bit precise, 3:15. Well, there's the bag. Lots of beach huts here. I like to be on the second row though. Fairly typical, brightly coloured, different doors. Very handy public toilet there. Cafe. I'm picking up the smell of donuts. Those really sugary hot ring donuts. Unmistakable.
Yeah, it's one of the throwing champions.
Told you it was very much typical English seaside. There we go, more plastic ice creams, buckets and spades, fishing nets, crab lines, and a fish and chip shop. Can't get more British than that. Just beyond the fish and chip shop, I think it's some sort of amusement, but we've got everything from dinosaurs to pirates. Dinosaurs I can understand because it's the Jurassic coast, but we seem to have imported a bit of Captain Jack Sparrow in the process. I guess the kids love it. Yeah, it's a kind of Jurassic pirate ship, if there is such a thing. So at the end of the walk in towards the town, we've got the Molan Theatre and cinema. It's got a cafe, and opposite it is a large amusement arcade, which I thought was shut because most of the doors are shut, but it's not, it's open. So hours of fun on the slot machines. So we've now got a memorial here. I never credited Swanage with ancient history. Quite obviously, I was wrong, because this obelisk commemorates a great naval battle fought with the Danes in Swanage Bay by Alfred the Great in 877. Wow, I'm really quite surprised. So we're now going into the main street of Swanage. I mentioned the kiss me quick hats, buckets and spades. Oh, they're here in abundance. But then it is a seaside resort. This looks like land drainage down to the sea. You'll see there are bridges that all go out to the sea. certainly smell the sea from here. Looking back up the street the other way, again fairly typical seaside buildings with the overhangs and the walkways through it. Part of Swanage is much older though. You'll see the street here. And now we can see it was built in 1910. It's a pretty high street. Alan seems to be taken with the... gosh, are we back in Portugal? They're my favourite tarts. £2.50 each. They don't cost you that much in Portugal. And that's the Italian bakers, so I wonder which is more expensive, Portuguese or Italian. My betting's on the Portuguese at the minute. There are lots of lovely timber buildings. The architecture's really a mix, isn't it?
Yeah.
As with so many of those places. I guess as long as you don't go to Milton Keynes, it's pretty much the same everywhere. Again, lots of seaside tat. Gotta have it, I guess. Oh gosh, there's even seaside tat for your dog. Whatever next. The pub over there, the White Swan. Remember sitting outside that, quite a few years ago now. Was it speciality ales or ciders, Alan? Can't see.
Should be okay.
Yeah. So the pub opposite, the White Swan, we've sat outside there a couple of times. They drinking their speciality beers and ciders, and the other one that does very similar thing actually is the Ship Inn. Probably of the two, the Ship is the better, but matter of taste, I guess. Coming round now back towards the main bay and the seafront here. Do good fish and chips here. Oh, they're open now as well. We had fish and chips last night, so I don't think we're going to go for it again. Swanage Museum and Heritage Centre across the way there. And we're wandering to the seafront. And from here you can really see the pier I was talking about. Let's do a quick sweep of the bay. Well, Alan's having a closer look. Didn't realise they still had these things. So we sweep around across the pier and the bay and out to the point. I can vaguely see land in the distance beyond that, and the Tanville ledges are from there to Old Harry, which is the entrance to Poole Harbour. Lone seagull enjoying the sunshine. Yes, nice. Manic in the summer though.
Then we'll walk down.
Looking back across towards the museum, you see the backs of the houses. I'm quite fascinated with the backs of houses and chimney pots. My goodness me, look up there are so many chimney pots. The edge of the bay. As I say, it's quite high water, not fully high, but quite high. It seems to be dropping a tad now. I don't know what these buildings were originally. They almost look to have been built for pleasure. Obviously they're amusement arcades now.
I disagree with you.
What do you think they were?
I think they were to take the catch from the fishermen.
Do you think so? I think they look more like Victorian pleasure because you've got that thing on the top.
It's just you've got the rails here as well.
Yeah, there are the rails here. And they do go into it, yeah.
I think it was a fish market.
You're probably right. God, do I have to admit that? Lots of people on the pier there fishing.
Cinematic.
And the sea is so clear. Beautiful. Yeah, quite beautiful. More cafes. Shellfish bar, that sounds interesting. It's very nice. It's very sheltered here. It's lovely and warm. More ice creams. My goodness, if you got a couple of kids, you'd be spending a fortune. Kayaks here, and it's a way you can launch small boats. When we had our boat, we used to pull our tender up here. But to be honest, it's not that easy to actually get into Swanage from a boat moored out in the harbour without getting yourself wet. So you've got to dress appropriately. But we managed it. High heels and handbag and all that. There's more cafes and you'll see umbrellas and things in the distance. And a nice park and car park up there. Just looking back along the seafront. And a row of houses. I don't know what they are now. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they weren't all bed and breakfasts. Right from the fish and chip shop through to the theatre. And you can see the hills of the Isle of Purbeck behind the town. Just quite nestle into the bay. Going back along the street now, the main street. Quite a lot of pubs in Swanage. See the White Horse there. Last time we were at the White Horse pub, suddenly the road was closed and there were police in hazmat suits, and turned out somebody had been stabbed to death in the street. Now don't get me wrong, you can see from this video it's not that sort of place, so we've no idea of the story behind it, but yeah, that's going back a few years, but that happened while we were in the pub, so you never know what's going to happen. Moving on to more pleasant things. Look at that building by the telephone box. That's an old building, it's beautiful. Fine windows. And again, loads of chimney pots. Let me just escape an oncoming jogger. Very pretty. The road's a lot wider here, and then it just sort of curves back round to the pub we mentioned before. It's all pubs and cafes and seaside shops. But that's a nice view.
From behind.
This is where the main roads in and out in the various directions all converge together. Homemade soup and a roll, £3.40. A lot cheaper than fish and chips. Oh, look at that little building on the end there. Called George and Gems. Seems to be attached to the end of yet another pub, the Anchor Inn. What a pretty little building. Then we just look up the street where that black car is just going. And the old buildings there, and I don't know if it's, I don't want to be a castle, but it could well be a church at the top. Looking up from a slightly different angle, I think I can see a spire, so I'm betting on a church. And yet another pub, the Red Lion. My goodness me, you won't go thirsty in this town. Nor hungry either. Although I'm not entirely sure fine dining's on the list, but certainly plenty of fish and chips. Whole shop of brass, but interestingly they've got shell cases. We used to dive off this coast and retrieve those. You just hope that the detonators weren't still in them. Looking across the road, I have no idea what they're doing to the roof of that. They must be replacing it. It looks like the whole building's in need of an awful lot of TLC. Wonder if it's the local slate or whether it's even thatch that's going on there. Hard to tell. And still more stone buildings. Different type of shop down here, more little small independent artisan shops. And the grandly named Swanage Emporium, which appears to sell everything from toilet seats to golf clubs. Quite an array. Continuing down the same road, it's becoming increasingly residential now. I'm not sure whether this goes back round. Maybe residential, but still quite grand. I think it's probably flats. It says residence parking only. We continue down the same road. Another stream or land drain or whatever may well run into the ones we looked at earlier. We're further up in the town now, so we're hoping we can find our way back to the seafront and to the coast. Oh, here's Swanage Station. Nice setting for a station. And I think this is where the steam train goes from. I did see the sign. This is a bygone era, isn't it? The luggage on the station. And the flag's out. All the way along the platform. Nice parking seating opposite as well.
Yeah, there you go. Right there.
The old sign.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you fancy a job as a fireman? There's an advert down there.
Go on then.
Yeah, it tells you how much you'll earn. Oh, even the clock's right. Doesn't give us that long to get back to the car. There's a museum, look, and it's free entry. Here you go, look. Locomotive fireman required. You've got to be 16 to 24 in 11 months. I'm sorry, love. And you get, well, oldest person gets £1.17 and 6. That's for a 44-hour week. Doesn't seem to be any age limit on the shedmen or labourers, but maybe not for you. No?
No.
No. All the old railway signs. The entrance to the museum is actually free. Have they got the football season 62 to 63 there? And travel by rail to Torquay in glorious Devon. Another world.
There's a better world, I think.
Maybe it was.
Let's sit and enjoy the train.
It's a local colour. Oh, they've got a model here as well. I don't know if we can see that. And it shows it, I think it's a bit truncated, but eventually it does go to Corfe Castle there. Really pretty. So the station's behind us now, and we're heading back down another street, which we're hoping is going to take us back to by the theatre, and from there to the car in time before our ticket runs out. There seem to be a bit more ordinary shops and things on this street. Budgeons, Salt Rock, bookshops, building societies, the inevitable charity shops, but less, I was about to say less seaside orientated, and then the next thing that comes up is Bucket and Spade Brigade again. This is in the window of a pharmacy. Well, can't forget what tomorrow is then, can you? So we're back by the theatre. Looking across there, there's King Alfred's Ball again. As we walk along back towards the car. One last look at the beautiful calm sea. The memorial to King Alfred says it was erected by John Molan in 1892. I wonder if that's the forebear of the builders. Who knows? You'd have thought the ice cream place would have been open on a day like this. I have to say though, there's no shortage of the ability to get ice cream here, so maybe they wait till it's heaving. Lovely smell of the seaside.
You bought him some spades, did you?
So people are using the beach huts, as you can see.
1 foot in the grave.
Well, I don't know, that might be a bit unfair. There's 2 lots, we're not that far off.
Never.
Actually, there's 3 sets of people using the beach huts. That's lovely to see. Maybe you were right after all. We're not in Benidorm, are we?
It's not far off. In the whale.
Even time for relaxation on the beach. Making progress on the Birth Bourguignon for tea. But thank you for watching our trip around Swanage. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit of a surprise to me, to be honest, because we've been there lots of times and there were things we saw that we didn't see before. So hopefully that's been interesting for you. We'll continue to do our out and abouts, as well as the other bits and pieces that we put up on our channel. But please subscribe. If you do like, please give us a thumbs up, I should say. And that's it for now. Thank you very much. Bye.